Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blame It on the Stars, where we give you an inside look to what's going on in the universe so you can blame your problems on the stars. It is Jade here.
And it's Kara.
And this week, we're going to be talking all about Mars entering Cancer. But in case you missed it, last week, we had some good news. Mercury retrograde came to an end. Venus entered Libra, and we had the new moon in Virgo. So if you missed out on that but want to know more, then definitely check out last week's episode before diving into this one.
And just to give you a heads up, next week we will tell you everything you need to know about Mercury re-entering the sign of Virgo and the upcoming lunar eclipse in Pisces.
And with that being said, let's dive into the episode. So Mars entering Cancer. Mars will enter the sign of Cancer on September 4th at 3:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Per usual, the date and time are from the website astroseek.com. What you need to know. Mars is the planet that rules over our motivation, and it's our drive, it's our desire to take action and to assert ourselves. But when it moves into the sign of Cancer, you'll notice that your energy is more driven towards following what your gut instinct tells you to do and letting your emotions drive your decisions that you are making.
How this affects you. With Mars in Cancer, you might feel more protective and sensitive, focusing more on your personal and home life. This transit will encourage you to take actions that support your well-being and emotional safety. You might find yourself spending more time with family, experimenting in the kitchen, or creating a more cozy space for yourself at home. This is a good time to nurture any relationships that you have with others and to prioritize your self and well-being.
So why this matters? When Mars is in Cancer, it can definitely intensify our emotional responses, and we might be more sensitive to our comfort zone. How far outside of your own comfort zone are you willing to go? So if you are somebody who maybe tends to suppress emotions, this can be more of a challenging transit because you're kind of forced in a way to sort through your emotions and learn how to better manage them. For some, this could be a really good transit for gaining some more emotional intelligence, but for others who are more tuned in and tapped into their emotions, they might find that it's a lot easier to start new things and allow your creations or your ideas to stem from an emotional inspiration.
Something you might not know is that Mars is in fall in Cancer, which means it's not able to express itself fully while it's in that sign. So during this transit, you might need to find a balance between being assertive and expressing yourself and your sensitivity to the needs of others. It's really important that you are open and honest as you are expressing yourself, because if you hold things in, then they can come out the wrong way.
Now, if you're wondering how long this transit lasts, get out a pen and paper. We're going to take some notes, buckle your seatbelts, because this is kind of complicated. And the reason why this is complicated is because there is a Mars retrograde at the end of this year. So the first round of Mars in Cancer happens between September 4th up until November 3rd when Mars enters Leo. Mars will enter Leo on November 3rd at 11:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mars will station retrograde in the sign of Leo on December 6th at 6:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We revisit Mars in Cancer when Mars retrogrades back into Cancer. This will happen on January 6th of 2025 at 5:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Mars will station direct in Cancer on February 23rd of 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we will continue with Mars in Cancer up until April 18th, 2025 at 12:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when Mars re-enters the sign of Leo. So just to recap, the times you're experiencing Mars in Cancer, September 4th up until November 3rd. You'll have Mars retrograde in Cancer, January 6th up until February 23rd. And then the final round of Mars in Cancer from February 23rd up until April 18th. I know that's a lot, but as you can tell, this is a transit you're going to need to pay attention to because you will be revisiting these themes again, and they will continue to show up in your life between now and April of next year.
Certain signs will be affected more than others. The signs that are most affected by Mars in Cancer are Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, and Libra placements. By placements, we mean Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, or Mars placements only.
Now, outside of all of those retrograde dates we just gave you, there are going to be some key dates you're going to want to pay attention to. These are the aspects that Mars will make while it transits through Cancer in the first round of Mars in Cancer. Starting off with September 16th, Mars will square the nodes. This can bring some challenges or some conflict when it comes to your ability to achieve personal growth. You might find that you might have to reassess your goals or just adjust your plans of action accordingly if things aren't working out in your favor.
And then on September 30th, Mars will be trine Saturn. This is a good aspect for being disciplined and focusing on your long-term goals. Use this energy to focus on any tasks that require patience and perseverance, in addition to establishing any structures or new routines in your life.
On October 24th, Mars will sextile Uranus, which can be quite an exciting day when it comes to making changes in your life and taking bold, decisive actions. It's saying, I want to make a big change. I'm going to make it happen. And being confident and excited about the new ideas and new changes you're bringing into your life.
And then on October 28th, Mars will be trine Neptune. This aspect is going to enhance your intuition and empathy, making it a good time to embrace your creative side. This is a time to trust your instincts and follow your inner guidance as you are working towards your goals.
And then lastly, on November 3rd, Mars will be opposite Pluto, which can bring some intensity into your life. When Mars and Pluto tend to aspect each other, you'll notice that your drive to accomplish things gets a lot higher than usual, where it can border doing anything that it takes to make things happen. But given that it is in opposition, it's just going to be really important that you manage your drive and your willingness to make things happen to stay in balance. And that is it for this week's episode. Just a reminder, next week we'll be talking about Mercury re-entering Virgo and the upcoming lunar eclipse in Pisces. So if you want to know more about those two transits, then make sure wherever you're listening to the podcast, you're subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when we post next week. But until then, that is all for now, and we'll see you all next Monday. Bye.